So as we're entering 2021, a lot of people are feeling like there are not very many new, good-looking games to play, with all the latest titles seeming to come from the same mold. At least for me, it's feeling like these new releases aren't very different from what we had about a year ago. So I'll be sharing with you what are, in my opinion, some must-play games you should check out here in 2021. Number 1. Enter the Gungeon. If you love roguelikes, and are also a fan of the bullet hell genre, you will love this first game. Into the Gungeon, commonly called ETG, was developed by Dodge Roll and published by Devolver Digital. It was released in early April of 2016, and as of now has sold around 3 million copies on all platforms, being available anywhere from PC to Nintendo Switch. The sheer amount of content this game contains right off the bat is incredible. You will never get bored with the randomized floors filled with a variety of rooms, enemies, and secrets. But when it comes to loot, they've got you covered, with all of the active abilities, passives, companions, and most importantly, guns. ETG has over 200 guns that you can use to fight your way through the chambers, some of which you can synergize with other guns or items for a huge boost in power. Each chamber ends in a boss with challenging attack patterns that you'll have to learn and adapt to throughout each of your playthroughs. But be careful, because the boss you're about to fight might not be the same one you fought last run. ETG does include 2-player couch co-op, so you can enjoy it with your friends locally, though that might not be the best idea right now. If you play on PC, you can use programs like Parsec to have fun with a friend online. If you end up beating the game and don't know what to do, there are different modifiers you can apply by talking with NPCs you've found throughout your runs. It can help to spice things up alongside the huge modding community that have created all sorts of mods to enhance your gameplay. But if even that isn't enough for you, you can pick up the sequel to ETG called Exit the Gungeon, that has just as much content, but that's another video. Number 2. Titanfall 2. I get it, you might not be a fan of the dungeon crawler aspects of ETG, or the fact that it's, well, 2D, yet you still love that fast-paced gameplay. Don't worry, my friend, you're in for a treat, because Titanfall 2 is the game for you. If you've scoured the internet for a high-quality FPS to pick up, Titanfall 2 may have come up in your searches, but unfortunately, not as many people know about this game as you might think. It dropped on October 28th, 2016 from Respawn Entertainment and Electronic Arts, but at its release date sandwiched between two major titles, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and Battlefield 5, so it didn't receive the attention this amazing game deserved. One of the key parts that make Titanfall 2 stand out amongst other FPSs are its mobility mechanics. The sliding, double jump, and wall running elements are similar to games like Black Ops 3, but from my experience, it feels way more smooth and satisfying, like gliding scissors through 5 feet of wrapping paper. Then of course, there's the Titans. You can call down these huge walking, talking, heretic purging mechs for you to hop into and start raising hell. When you're inside one of these bad boys, you feel unstoppable. You can kill other players in milliseconds with your arsenal of abilities and melt through other titans as you work your way toward your ultimate or core ability. Examples include a funny laser pointer, a gender reveal party, a few rockets, a few more rockets,
Top definition for Among Us.
literal aimbot,
No, okay, so what's
and much, much more. But keep in mind, this goes both ways, so try not to engage in losing fights and listen to your Titan when it gives you advice, or you will be shredded. With loads of abilities and weapons to choose from, you can customize multiple loadouts that suit your needs for each game mode or map. There's so much content in this game that I haven't even touched, like boosts, Titan types, factions, and customization, that you have to see for yourself. Titanfall 2 is $20 at base, but I can't find a time where it isn't on sale, so expect to get it for much less. Number 3. World of Tanks. World of Tanks is best suited towards people who love making things explode. World of Tanks, or WOT, is a free-to-play game that lets you have complete freedom over what way you want to play. While all combat is carried out within tanks, there are 5 tank types in over 10 countries with their own specialization for each tank. So whereas the USSR's tanks have a lot of armor and some heavy firepower, the maneuverability of their tanks are a bit lacking with subpar speed and a slow turret rotation when compared to other countries. The 5 tank types consist of light tanks, for people who want to be faster than Usain Bolt on steroids and run circles around the big guys like the big guys did to them in the 4th grade. Medium tanks, for leading the pack and eating shells so your team doesn't have to. Heavy tanks, who take it slow, play the long game, and hit hard. Tank destroyers, or TDs, which are medium-light tank hybrid that trade armor and turret rotation speed for speed and damage. And last but definitely not least, Arty, or artillery, who play support, stay back at base, and rain death from above.
Drop it.
The mechanics of the game are very in-depth, such as armor penetration and camouflage, so if you end up hitting someone and the commander says, or you get destroyed by someone who just wasn't there, just know that there are very precise calculations that go into these aspects, and if you want to see them for yourself, the World of Tanks YouTube has in-depth videos explaining how each part works. There are tons of maps, each commanding a different playstyle or route to take, whether you are forced to play passive and hide, or to drive as fast as you can to reach an important piece of cover. But no matter what tank you pick or what map you're playing on, I beg you, do not go randomly driving out in the open. Even if you have to take an extra 2 minutes to safely get to where you want to go, it's much better than losing all your health immediately or surviving with just enough just to get one shot later. If you enjoy working strategically with your allies while blowing the enemy team to pieces, then I definitely recommend this game. As always with these types of videos, take my opinions with a grain of salt. You may have had a bad experience with one of these games and hate it with every ounce of your being, but don't discourage others from picking up what could be their new favorite game. I didn't cover half the things these games have to offer, so if you want more information, I'll put links to where you can buy them in the description. If you have a game that you feel is a must-play that I left out, then please share it in the comments below. Anyway, that's all from me. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.